Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you for joining me again today for another card making video, and this time I am making like this sort of wreath effect out of the Layering Leaves stamp set. So this stamp set, it's not a bundle, but it does coordinate with the Bow Punch. That's a carryover product from last year. Okay, so that makes it really super useful. I love it when we have punches that coordinate with stamp sets like this. It's really cool. So like I say, I had this kind of brainwave that I would try and make some kind of wreath out of it, and this is what I came up with. Isn't that cute? This is Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, and then in the background and the card base, that's Coastal Cabana. So that was sort of the palette for that, but we're gonna change it up as I always do, try and give you different ideas to make the same card. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit sort of off-piste with our colours, and I think you'll like this combo, everybody. So we're using Blackberry Bliss, Fresh Freesia and Bubble Bath for our combination today. So like I say, so it's out of the ordinary in terms of colour combinations rather than just using green. I've already stamped and punched. I've got 6 Fresh Freesia ones there, okay, ready to go. Okay, and I've just used this solid image. There's a couple of different leaf images in the stamp set, but I figured that this solid one would give more impact. If you wanted something a bit more subtle, there is like an open image, so this one, which would give you a different effect, as would this one. So there's like 3 you could use, or you could mix and match them as well. So use different colours with the different designs. Okay. So and then I've done 3 of the Blackberry Bliss ones, but I just thought I'd just quickly show you how to, if you are new to stamping and Stampin' Up. So this is my Blackberry Bliss ink pad here. So we're just going to grab the stamp, and what I've actually done, I've cut this cardstock. This happens to be just over 1.5 inches, because that fits nicely through the punch, and this is the full width of an A4. So I've just taken off some strips. In this case I did 4 strips, and the reason I did strips, I'll show you in 1 second if you're wondering why on earth would you cut them into strips like that. And 3 of those fit on there really nicely, with plenty of space to punch in between. I'm just going to clean that stamp off. Pink ink, just to reduce the staining. Okay, so on the punch itself there are 2 images. There's the leaf that we're using, but there's also like this spriggy thing. There's also stamps that coordinate with that in this set, but we just want to use this one. So when you're punching, you're going to be, if you use the whole of the punch, you've got this that's waste, if you like. We don't want it today. Alright, so by cutting down the cardstock strip, basically you're just not going to have that wastage up there. It clips the edge just a little bit, so just be mindful that if you have done this, you might just get a clip of the other one through there, okay, which might ping away, which is fine, but if it gets trapped in your punch, you can jam your punch, so just be mindful of that. Or you just cut it a little bit closer. I've been a bit generous so that I don't have to be too precise with my stamping, but you could cut it a little thinner to try and minimise the chance of that. So it's just a case of lining up your image in through the aperture there, and if you kind of do the stem and the tip of the leaf, you kind of mostly right. Okay, and that means we've got 6 of those Blackberry Bliss ones as well now. Okay, so there we go. So that's sort of all the punchy business. I've also got 2 circles. These are the 2-inch circle. On the original card I've actually used the largest one, the 2 3/8, which is the stamp that the punch that goes with the circle sayings bundle. So it's quite a large punch. This is the 2-inch punch, and really, I'll be brutally honest, so this has hung over the edges a little bit. Now, I think it would still fit in an envelope, just about, because they are oversized to accommodate a little bit of wriggle room kind of thing. But to be sure, I think I'm going to try and use this smaller circle. And because I'm using the smaller circle, I had to change the sentiment. So I'm just going with the "For You" that's in the stamp set, rather than that big flourish "Best Wishes." Okay, and because we're stamping on a circle, you've kind of got a bit of I don't know, bit of play, I guess, on the positioning of that, because obviously you can twizzle the circle around to make sure it lines up where we want it to. So, and this circle is going to actually reinforce the back for us when we get to it. All right, so there we are with our circle, with our sentiment in it, and then we've got to build our our leaves up around it. So I'm going to pop some strips of Stampin' Seal all the way around that. Whether the light is picking that up, but basically I've got some, I don't know whether you can see that. Oh, there we go. Strips of seal around the back there, so that we can now start adding these leaves to the back. So what I did was I sort of hung them over the edge like that, and then just the rest of it just got kind of catches. And I started off by kind of doing them kind of you know, 3 kind of spaced like that, because odd numbers always look cool, and they don't have to be evenly spaced. Okay, and then I just sort of started filling in. That one's got a bit of a spotty thing on it, so let's just see how far we get with the other ones before. So then I've added one along the sides of here, and you can kind of mess with the angles a little bit if you want to. Ooh, just knock that one back off again. So you just want to make sure it's caught on some of that adhesive. It will hold it. It's just you just got to make sure it presses in, and then do the same with this one. Just make sure it presses in. Okay, and we just carry on building that up. Okay, so I'm going to just whiz that through now. Back in a minute. So there we have the ring of leaves over the top there. Okay, and then to secure this all together and make sure they're all going to stay put, we're going to be really super generous with some wet glue on the back of a second circle, and we're going to lay that over the top of that stuff on the back, and we can, doesn't matter if it squidges out a little bit, we're going to put that to one side, and I'm going to just put some blocks on that so that it sits and starts to adhere. Full card base card layer here. So this is where we're going to bring in our bubble bath, and we're going to do just a little bit of ink blending on the back here. Just going to bring in some scrap here as well, just to take off some of that ink. It's a really pale colour though, so we're going to just build that up round and around as you do. And this is just going to help us, I think it just helps the wreath itself pop from the white background. Just to have a little bit of contrast in the background. Right, I think that'll do. And we will use this little spatter spot thingy, just to add some texture. Here and there. The second generation on this is really pale. So you might want to just go full strength all the way around there. And most of this won't even be seen. It's just going to peek through here and there when we put our topper on the top. So it's just to add just a teensy bit of interest to the background when we see it. So we'll pop this onto our card base, which is the bubble bath colour, one of our new colours in the subtles range, and it's a really beautiful bright but muted pink. It's just nice, just a nice pink. Okay, kind of cool pink, and we'll just, may not be completely dry, but it'll be dry enough. Okay, and then this can just go on with some more wet glue, because then we've got the opportunity then just to make sure it is straight with our sentiment, and that fits much more nicely onto that card base. Isn't that cute? Oh my god, I love it. That combination, fresh freesia and blackberry bliss, my goodness, they're amazing as a combo. So we're just going to press that in. There's nothing else to add. I'm not even going to add any gems or anything like that. If you want to, obviously you can. And yeah, like I say, I think this is just an absolutely stunning combination. Really like the original as well, but I think that's just beautiful. Okie dokie. Right, thanks ever so much for joining me. I really hope you've enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. It's a little, you know, a little bit of finicky kind of thing, but I think the end result is so worth it. Stay safe, take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.